So in today's video, it is entitled Topic 7.3, Artificial Selection. Now in the previous videos, we focused on natural selection, the phenomenon introduced by Charles Darwin, in which the population is selected based upon environmental factors. Artificial selection, or selective breeding, is the process of mating organisms to produce offspring with a specific trait. Now this is very prominent in our agricultural industry. You can see here in my slide, if you look at a chicken in 1957, it is much smaller than the one that we now breed in 2005. So our chickens have gained a lot of weight, and these are characteristics we need for meat production. Similarly, you can see the two examples there, the wheat and the corn. At one point in time, these were actually the same weed, but through selective breeding, we have taken that weed and created the crops that we use to feed our nation, both the wheat on the top and the corn there on the bottom. They look drastically different from the original plant that they started from. And some of you may have dogs at home, and according to the American Kennel Society, there are almost 200 different breeds of dogs today. Dogs are predicted to come from wolves, and what we've done as humans is we have selectively bred. We have decided that this dog and that dog are going to mate because these are the characteristics that we choose to pass along to the next generation. So this is the example of artificial selection, and it's quite different from natural selection that we previously spoke about. The next thing I want to discuss is this idea of convergent evolution. And this is a theme that students get themselves into trouble now and again. So convergent evolution occurs when similar selective pressures, those are pressures that the environment push upon the population, result in a similar phenotypic adaptations in different populations or species. Now the best example of this are wings. So you can see in my diagram here, this is the convergent evolution of the wing structure. And what I have here is a bird, a bat, an insect. I could also include a dinosaur in my diagram. And all three of these wings are important for flight. However, even though they look similar and they have similar function to fly, these three species do not come from a common recent ancestor. Okay, so in other words, they come from different ancestors, and because of the environment pushing pressure upon the advantage to fly, these three species, the bird, the bat, and the insect, have all came up with the same solution, wings, to the same problem, the ability to fly. This is what we call convergent evolution. Now, remember the word convergent. Those are 2 or 3 or 4 lines all coming together, so they converge. So these originally came from a different ancestor. Another example of convergent evolution is echolocation. So echolocation is found in both bats as well as whales. Once again, this is a solution to the problem. Bats fly at night. They need a way to see their environment. So instead of having better eyes, what they have is echolocation. Likewise with the whales that live deep in the ocean, there's not much sunlight down there, and so they have come up with other solutions such as echolocation to find their way. And there on the right hand side of this screen, you will notice the idea of a streamlined body shape in individuals that live underwater. So you have the fish, which is the shad, you have the dolphin, which is a mammal, a puffin, which is a bird, and this dinosaur, which is a reptile. Okay. All 4 of these, you'll notice, have a very streamlined body shape. That's because they need to move through the water very quickly. However, you can see that all 4 of these individuals have a different ancestor. Okay? So this is once again what we describe as convergent evolution.